Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. You just do one video talking about WrestleMania 41. I keep looking at the calendar on my desk at work, counting down the days until my flight leaves, until the flight to Las Vegas. I'm excited, guys. I am really, really excited. I almost pulled the trigger and went to WrestleMania last year. I'm really grateful that I'm going to be going to this WrestleMania last year. On paper, as of right now, it is my last WrestleMania trip that I think I'm planning on going on. Knocking out WrestleCon, I think, is one of my biggest um, goals to do. Hopefully, getting as many people as I can get done. Of course, Sunday is going to be free. I think it's going to be a madhouse in there. Thursday, I think I'm only stepping in there for a quick minute, unless there's somebody else on my list that's going to be there. I think it's Soraya is my only person that is a 1 day Thursday only that I really need to get. But I think I'm just gonna try and get everything knocked out on Friday, since Friday WrestleCon is pretty much the only thing I want to do. As of right now, we've got 6 matches named for WrestleMania. I'm really guessing that Cena versus Cody is going to be our main event on Sunday night. I'm really looking at Roman versus Punk versus Rollins. The triple threat match is going to be the main event for Saturday, but we don't really know where these other matches are going to be going down. But I'm really thinking that this week on SmackDown, we're going to have more matches named for WrestleMania. And then Monday, I think, is going to be a madhouse of just like boom, 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 just matches just thrown up on the card. So I thought we'd knock it out right now and just bang out who I think is the predictions for what I think is going to happen, who's going to win these matches at WrestleMania. We'll start with the only real undercard match that we really have: Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. This is a big time feud. We really got to see, is Sami Zayn going to be left off of WrestleMania 41, or is he going to play a part in this match? Of course, it was Kevin Owens that took out Randy Orton back in Berlin. And then, of course, Kevin Owens, took out, Sami Zayn. So Randy Orton made his return to come back and fight against Owens. So now they're fighting now. I can see this as like a match number 2 on the card either night, Saturday or Sunday. These are 2 well-respected guys in WWE. Honestly, when it really comes down to it, they're just going out there and they're having a match, and it's going to be good. They're going to beat the crap out of each other. I don't think that there's a doubt in my mind that Randy Orton is going to beat Owens, but I don't really know what's going to bloom out of this feud, even if it goes 2-3 matches down the line. To find out who's better than who. I don't really know where we're going from there. It doesn't seem like either one of these guys is going to step into World Heavyweight Championship or the Universal Championship title ranks. It doesn't feel like it's a number 1 contender to me. But I think Orton's getting the win here. Like I said, I think this is going to be the main event of Saturday. We've got Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins in the triple threat. Man, they finally brought back up the promise from Survivor Series, where CM Punk helped out the Bloodline, stood in there with Roman Reigns, and fought the fight. So what is it really going to be? I don't think it's as easy as Punk telling Heyman that he served up Roman Reigns on a silver platter to him. I don't know if the winner of this match... See, that's where it gets me. It can't just be the winner of this match gets Paul Heyman, who is going to be the true wise man. But Punk has said that it's not only his wise man. Of course, we saw at Madison Square Garden inside the steel cage that, as Roman was beating up Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman went into the ring and was consoling CM Punk to make sure that he was all right from the match. Maybe it's just a deal between Punk and Roman that, whoever wins this match, Paul's going to be with. And Paul's kind of like left on the outside. Maybe they'll put him in a shark cage during the match. But I think the wild card in this is I think Seth wins this match. And I think, maybe Heyman has something to do with Seth after WrestleMania 41. Maybe he does the dirty work and just turns on both Roman and Punk, thinking that Seth Rollins is the money ticket right now. Then we look at the Women's Championship match. I made a video on this match earlier today. I love Charlotte. Charlotte's one of my favorite women's wrestlers of all time, honestly. And she is coming back from a return. Normal WWE thoughts, would it be like a Triple H-like return where he comes back, he wins the Royal Rumble, he wins the main event at WrestleMania 18, he becomes the champion. But even then, what the hell were they thinking? A month later, he loses the belt to Hulk Hogan? And then Hulk Hogan a month later loses the belt to The Undertaker, who then loses the belt to Brock Lesnar, and just like a boom, 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 boom. They were, debuting the new championship at that time. Maybe they just wanted to get as many hands to take people's pictures with the belt, to give it like some like notoriety as it's like been around, even though it's only been there for a little while. But that time period of WWE never really made sense. Attitude Era, the belt got passed around a ton, but at 2002, I really don't know what they were doing at that point. But I think this match right here is a make it or break it for Tiffany Stratton. They're going to strap the rocket to her. They're going to see how far it flies. Charlotte's really going out there and saying that, like, she thinks of Tiffany Stratton as somebody that was a lot like her a couple of years ago. And, when people look at Tiffany Stratton, they look at a younger Charlotte Flair. I think Tiffany's going to beat Charlotte, and I don't think it's going to be a lucky roll-up. I don't think it's going to be anything else. I think it's going to be a hard-fought match, and in the end, Tiffany just has more in the tank than Charlotte does, and Charlotte's going to have to go back into the lab, rebuild herself, and maybe even find a more evil Charlotte Flair in the mirror to bring out, to be able to be the one who defeats Tiffany. World Heavyweight Championship match, they're really pulling out the stops right now. I think they know that Jey Uso has really cooled off. He's not as hot as he once was at the Royal Rumble. Maybe it was that he didn't have a match at the Elimination Chamber. Maybe they just had a match where he just beat anybody. Maybe had him in a match against Kaiser or anything like that, sort of related to Gunther, or found some, bigger guy like Braun Strowman that he could have defeated, and you were like, oh shoot, he's really got it. This isn't just lucky main event Jey Uso. He's really going to do it. But I still think that Jey Uso is winning that belt. I don't know how this reign is going to go as a champion. I think that honestly, 2 years, 3 years down the road, it's going to be kind of like, hey, you remember that one time Jey Uso was champion? And he's just wrestling with the Usos. Women's Championship, Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. Of course, Rhea Ripley is going to get added to that match. I don't really know what's going to happen. I think it's too easy to say that Rhea Ripley wins the belt. Rhea Ripley's last run with the championship belt, she pretty much dominated the women's division. So maybe it's Bianca Belair's turn, and I think that more of the storyline between Naomi is going to come out, that not only were they in on defeating Jade, but they were in on still being together. Bianca Belair wins this match, then we can go into Bianca Belair versus Jade, and I think that's where the money line of this whole storyline is. Going to the WWE Undisputed Championship match, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Cody's a damn good champion. Cody's my champion. I love the guy. Did I leave that sweatshirt on my desk again? No way I did. I bought the new blue Cody Rhodes jacket from WWE Shop /Fanatics/ We Charge Your Credit Card as NFL Shop. And I took it to work, and there's a lady who does like embroidering, and I had her put my name on the chest to be a real member of the Nightmare family. And I think I left it on there for the second day in a row. Oh, no way. But all right, back down to it. Cena's winning this match. I really want to see where it goes from here. I really feel like WWE could, knock it out of the park with a John Cena title run. Maybe even have him hold the championship until the last days that he's going to be in WWE. Maybe make him stay longer than he wants to stay. He said he was going to retire in December, but you end up finding a way to make him come back to WrestleMania 42 and somebody finally defeats him for the belt. Maybe The Rock just takes the belt and The Rock goes on a championship run where he never won the belt, but, Cena's not around. Anything like that would be damn cool, but I am glad I am going to this WrestleMania. I think it is going to be awesome. More matches are going to be rolled out sooner than later, no doubt in my mind. Naomi versus Jade is something with the Intercontinental Championship. I don't really know what's going on with the United States title other than LA Knight has it. The women's belt, the girl who has the Intercontinental Championship, I'm not really quite sure. Chelsea Green has the United States belt. Something's got to be going on with those. Hopefully we get an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but most of the time they do that on SmackDown. But let's go, boys. WrestleMania 41.